Welcome to Outflow. We are back. This is I'm here today with my wife Regina again, and this is like becoming a thing. We've done a lot of episodes together.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Me too. We didn't intend to do that. Because this podcast is like about so many different things.
Right.
Like sometimes we have just plain old Bible teaching. That's a bad term. Not really plain old Bible teaching. We just talk about the Bible.
Yeah.
And then other times we talk about, different events, different stuff. There's no real set mode of how we do things. But on the last three, we've talked about marriage. And we talked about the 5 Ds of marriage, Disneyland, disillusionment, despair, devotion, and then back to Disneyland. We got a lot of great response. A lot of people been watching and commenting and writing us and talking about it. And so that was really cool. We didn't really intend for this to become, and we're not, because we'll go back to talking about the other stuff later, but we didn't intend for this to be a how to make your marriage better, but we just got on this, and I've said it a lot. We're not marriage counselors, but we've been married 45 years.
Right, 45 years. It's an investment. Consecutive
years.
Yes.
I never figured that out. People get divorced and then they go back and remarry the same person. I always said that's like pulling the milk out of the refrigerator, going, "Ooh, this is spoiled, but maybe it'll be good tomorrow."
Oh, no.
No, it works. I've got some friends of mine that have done that. It worked. But today I wanted to take some time talking about one of the great struggles I think people have in marriage. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it's never been an issue for us.
Oh, come on.
And so
we're not perfect?
I'll put a positive spin on it. Rather than just talking about it, I'm just going to put a positive spin on it. I've never done this before, but I'm going to have to do this. I did not put my phone on quiet mode.
I didn't either.
Yeah, but your phone doesn't ring real loud. Mine just kind of like. I want to put a positive spin on what we're going to talk about today, and I'll call it celebrating our differences.
Celebrating. That sounds good. Sounds good.
Because I have noticed that people don't marry themselves when they get married. Mm-hmm. You and I are probably as different in so many ways that if we started talking about it and listening, people would say, "How did y'all ever get together?" We got some things we like.
We have a lot in common.
Yeah, we like being outdoors and doing stuff.
Yeah.
Fishing, boating. We used to ride bikes.
Traveling.
Oh, yeah, we travel.
Traveling.
We love to travel. Trying
out new restaurants while we travel. Yeah.
So we're adventurous.
Yeah. Yes, we are.
And we have a lot of things that we like, but we have a lot of differences.
We do.
And it goes all the way back to, I am Mr. Gotta know. I don't like surprises. I gotta know what are we doing tomorrow.
Yeah.
What I know the plans I have for me. You're more of a let's just get in the car.
Let's go.
You're more of a it'll work out.
Yeah, it'll work out. That's more me.
Drives me crazy.
It'll work out's more me. Yeah, it'll work out.
It's not a bad thing. But you know what I'm saying?
I do.
Like you're more of a it'll work out kind of person.
Yeah.
And us more structured type. because I have to look at you sometimes and say, but baby, listen, you have to have this before this happens. But usually you're right. It works out.
I hope most of the time it does.
Give you credit for that.
I have been known to drop and punt.
Yeah.
I have been known to realize, hey, that's not going to work, so we need to just drop and punt.
And you are open usually to my suggestions.
Yes.
Usually. And it works out. But this thing of differences, though, really goes all the way back to creation. Mm-hmm. Because the Bible says in Genesis chapter 1 that God created man in his own image, male and female created he them.
Yes.
And the fact that God made that distinction, of course, that's the way it is. I mean, he created male and female.
Yes.
But he created man from the dust of the earth, but he took woman not from the dust of the earth, but from the rib or the side. Yeah. Depending on what translation you read, from the side of man.
Yes.
So he created us differently. So we should understand we're going to be different because we were even created differently.
We are. We're created differently, and even more so than just male and female, which you have those differences. You also just have the differences of personality, differences of how you were raised, differences of your likes, your dislikes, differences of what you eat, what you don't eat. There are so many caveats that you have that you can have differences in.
And that what you just said was huge because you said differences in the way you were raised.
Yes.
Because we've talked about some of those in previous podcasts about the difference in the way you were raised. The only thing that you and I had in common when we were growing up was the fact that we were both preachers' kids.
We were both preachers' kids.
But we weren't even that was even different because your dad was a pastor.
Right.
My dad was an evangelist.
And I remember when we first started talking about getting married, the question about whether you were going to pastor or evangelize was a real issue because my heart, of course, I was a pastor's daughter. I had seen pastoring and I knew what it meant to pastor, and you knew what it meant to evangelize. And sometimes those differences, and you wouldn't think about it. It'd be like, nah, that's not going to be a problem. Sometimes it causes you to have moments of discussion.
Yeah, because you grew up in the security of living in a parsonage.
Right.
I grew up on a tour bus.
Yeah.
I never went to the same church 2 Sundays in a row.
And my dad stayed at churches. If you look at what my dad did, we ended up at Statesville, which is now the Landmark Church of God, which I dearly loved that church. It was 5th Street then. We stayed there 10 years. When we first moved to Kannapolis, before we were at Statesville, we were there 7 years. I mean, my dad was one of those pastors that he'd get to a church and he would stay. He would plant roots, so to speak.
And when my dad started pastoring, he started pastoring actually after I did.
Right.
He came off the road and started pastoring. And he was at his first church for about 15 years.
Right.
And only pastored 2 churches. And the second one, he was there for 30 years until he retired. And he's still there as pastor emeritus. But the difference was, again, I grew up on a tour bus. You grew up in a parsonage. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was totally different. And we had to adjust to that a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Right after we got married, it was like, I'm not used to this.
And, even coming to a point of, in my family, I had 4 brothers, and I was the only girl. You had 1 sister. So I had a large family where you had a smaller family, and that were things that we had to adjust to because it was different in a larger family.
And that's just part of it. I mean, we've been married 45 years, and there are still things that are different.
I'll tell you one joke. Can I tell one funny thing?
Sure.
That's a difference? Alan's family, he always will talk about this, and he'll say, in my family, if there was a last thing on the plate, everybody would sit around and they would say things like, okay, last thing on the plate, well, we'll wait and we won't take that last thing.
Or the last donut.
Or the last cookie, or whatever.
Or the last chocolate-covered cherry.
Oh, you seem bitter about that one. No, it's okay.
I'm sorry.
But in my family, it was a big joke when we first got married. You better watch your hand because that fork's coming after that last piece, because we didn't have too many leftovers. If there was leftovers, somebody was going to be eating that leftover.
And I remember our first Christmas together. Oh. We were at, after we got married, we were at your mom and dad's for Christmas, and I had a box of chocolate-covered cherries.
Right.
I love chocolate-covered cherries.
Yeah, and they were his.
They were mine.
They were his, but he was at my house.
And I was used to, at my house, when I was growing up, you opened up a box, and if somebody wanted one, they would say, oh, whose are these? May I have one?
But in the Black house,
in your house, I opened them, I ate one. I went back about 10 minutes later to get another one, and they were all gone.
Because it was community property.
See,
I'm telling you, if you're in a big family, you learn community property.
I don't know how many donuts, cookies, and things like that we threw away when I was growing up because nobody would eat the last one.
Oh, no, not at the Black family house.
Yeah, it was different.
Yeah.
And there are differences, and we've had to, those are comical. Those are great, and everybody has them. But there are some differences that are huge, and can be huge sources of conflict, and can throw a couple into despair, really fast. That happens because all of a sudden, he's not doing anything to make me happy. She's not doing what she needs to do to make me happy.
Yeah.
It's not that we're bad people. It's just we look at things different. We have different ways of different modus operandi.
Right. And if you can't discuss that, it can become very hard. Yeah. Hard. And that's one thing we had to learn. And we're still learning. We still learn things on discussion and differences and how we handle those differences. But it's important that you handle them. And I think what you said was so important, realizing that it doesn't make them a bad person. They're not terrible people. They're just different people. And we have to learn that about each other, that we're different.
And a lot of that you take care of, or at least you confront it. That's why I believe so strongly in premarital counseling, because you face a lot of that in premarital counseling up front, and you can work it out and say, okay, well, I can deal with that. One of the things that I ask people right off the bat, do you want children?
Yeah.
If so, how many?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And a lot of times I'll get couples, and sometimes you get them and say, hey, this is, yes, we do. This is how many, and they're so close together.
Yeah.
I have other ones where he says, yes, a house full. Her response is, absolutely not.
And that can really cause conflict in a marriage. That's a major conflict area that after you're married, it's harder, you have to discuss that. But you're in covenant, so it's totally different than before you're married when you could discuss it. So I would suggest if you were listening to this and you were thinking of getting married, talk to the one that you are thinking of marrying and make sure you're on the same page about children, because that's important.
And it's not that you can't overcome those things.
Right.
It's just you got to talk about it.
You've got to.
You don't wait till after you put the ring on to talk about it.
Yeah.
We got to deal with this now and know, is this going to be an issue?
Right.
And that's what I say to the couples when they fill this stuff out. I'll say, is this going to be an issue?
Yes.
And a lot of them will say, oh, no, we can work through that. Well, sure you can. But a lot of times when disillusionment or despair hit, you're not working through it.
You're not working through it. And I think, again, it goes back to the thing that I keep going back to. Everything we discuss on this really goes out the window if you don't have a heart after Christ. Because I am confident that my husband hears from God. And I hope he's confident that I hear from God. And in doing that, you have God in your court. And when you have these disagreements come up, they can get intense, but you can still have that way of, we're going to go and we're going to talk to the Lord about this, and then we'll come back together. And once we do, we can maybe have some sense of coming together, sense of coming together.
And I think that we have to be understanding, too, of the fact that it's when conflict comes up, because of the differences in personality, we need to understand it's not that he's not trying to make it better.
Right.
It's that his way of making it better is different from the way that I would try to make it better.
Or the way that I saw my parents make it better.
Yeah.
And that, I'm telling you, that is major, because families are different. Families are hugely different. And if you are, thank you for bringing that up, because it is very important. We realize one of the hardest things for me to realize, and I've said this before, and I'm just going to share it one more time. It was hard for me to realize that when we had an argument, when we first got married, my first thoughts went to, my husband's angry with me. He hates me. And that was hard, because it would hurt so badly that it would just be, I would just be devastated. And my husband would be sitting there like, I'm just trying to tell you something's wrong. And, try to communicate and he didn't feel intimidated by me if when I would say something about what I needed to share with him. But for me, it was such a thing, because all my life, and I think it goes back to how you're raised, your personality, my whole life. I know one of the things about me is I always tried. I thank God that I was saved when I was 5. But in being saved when I was 5, I always tried to do good, And when I felt like somebody didn't think I was doing something good, I would be like, I'm devastated. How could you think that? I didn't mean that. And so all of that really plays in to solving conflicts when you're married.
And I think too that, because I give you a hard time about this even now, because you want everybody to be happy.
Yeah.
You want to fix everything so everything's happy. Everybody's happy. I'm not like that.
I know.
I'm more
big
of it.
Difference.
Put your big boy britches on and get over it.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be able to fix everybody, and we can't enable people. We have to tell them the truth, but the difference is, one of my dad's favorite sayings to me was, "Get over it."
Yeah.
Get up, get back on the horse, and get over it.
Yeah.
But we were a little more passionate family growing up, as far as voicing our opinions and things like that. We talked about that before, that you never heard your parents argue.
Yeah.
I did. They loved each other, but they would have pretty heated discussions sometimes. So when we got married, I thought that's the way you were supposed to do it.
Yeah.
And you thought your way was the way you were supposed to do it.
And it was and that was where the devastation would come in, and kind of the despair would come in. Because I would think, why are you doing this? I'm not used to this. What is happening here? And that's why communication is so important in conflict, and that we learn each other.
Because it doesn't mean they're bad people.
No.
Doesn't mean that you married a bad person.
No.
It means they just handle things differently.
And you have to learn how each other handles stuff. And sometimes, learning that is a learning curve, but it's okay. You can.
And those differences can actually be opportunities for conquest, because we were designed to to have distinct traits.
Yes.
We're not cookie cutters.
Right.
And so we're not meant to be the same.
No.
We're not intended to be that way. I know very few couples that my mom and dad are different as night and day. I think your mom and dad were different in a lot of ways. I think because I know them better, my mom and dad, I could see a little more distinction between the two because I didn't really see your mom and dad in that light to say, well, he's like this and she's like that, even though I could see some. My mom and dad are still to this day totally separate people.
Yeah.
Been married 66 years. And my daddy drives my mama crazy sometime, and my mama drives my daddy crazy sometime because they are so different still to this day. But they've learned to live with those differences.
Do you think that sometimes, though, our differences actually make us stronger as a couple, simply because differences aren't always bad? Sometimes my difference is a strength. Sometimes my difference is a weakness. So it's good that there's somebody in the relationship that has that ability to pick up on my weaknesses, or that I have the ability to pick up on your weakness, because we're strong and weak in different areas. And that's a good thing, that we have that.
And we have to realize, too,
that.
It's not just a personality thing. It's not just a spiritual thing.
Yeah.
Don't over-spiritualize it.
No.
When you disagree, it don't mean he's demon-possessed.
Right.
Okay. We have to understand that it is in the makeup of who we are.
Right.
Women, they are inclusive thinkers. You can run on 20 tracks at one time.
Maybe not well, but I can.
Women have inclusive brains. They can think about. Men are exclusive. They have exclusive brains, and they can close out everything else around them except for what is being talked about right now.
Do you think that's one of the reasons that we are that way is because a woman, when she has children, her brain has to run about 150 different areas. Probably not as much as mine does sometimes, but honestly,
be nice over here.
Be nice. Yeah, I'm glad you are. But you've got the kid. You're trying to get the dishwasher loaded, and your kid starts pulling on your skirt or your pants, trying to tell you something, and then you've got to. And some people say, "Well, Dad should do that too." But I'm talking about in women taking care of children, and we have that ability to be able usually to do that. I want to help a woman out right now. Let me help them.
Sure.
If your husband is working on the engine of the car, what he wants for supper will wait.
Come on now.
Trust me, it will wait. Even to a point of, if it's the last 3 seconds of a highly contested football game, your husband loves you. But if you come and stand in front of him demanding his attention in the last 3 seconds of a highly contested football game, you're probably going to have a moment of conflict. You don't have to. Just realize, let him watch the ball game, finish the ball game, and then go talk to him. And on the same hand, husband, when the ball game's over, respect your wife and listen to what she's got to say. But honestly, things like that, you would be so surprised how many people, everything gets out of proportion because he's got that wrench in his hand and he's going after that bolt that needs to be tightened. And we come out and ask him some question that he feels like. So just realize what he said. Men have that one-track mind.
Well, it's because our approach, the men's approach is, I want to get this done.
Right.
The woman's approach is, I want to get it done, but I want to keep the journey to get there exciting.
Wow, that's good.
And men just, we don't think that way. It's like, I just want to get done. How many times do I say that a week? If you had $1 for every time, I just want to get done. When I get done, you will have my undivided attention. But not until then.
Yeah.
It
And I don't understand why he can't give me his attention and do what he's doing and do everything else because I can. Why can't you?
And the older I get, the worse it. I have to write
I know
notes
it's
now.
funny. I'm sorry.
I have to make notes. I have to make lists to make sure that when I get this done, I'm going to move to something else because I can't do part of this and then part of this and part. I got to get done.
Yeah.
How many times in 45 years of us being married have I stayed up all night because I was working on a project and I said, I cannot sleep until this is done.
Yeah, and that's the difference as a personality because there are times that I will look at, we talked about this about the keys, looking for the keys the other day. The difference between me and you would be, Regina, I need to find those keys now. Me, I'm like, if you'll give me a minute and let me think about it, I will remember where those keys are. And usually it'll come up that I will walk through my time. But for him, it would be more like, go find them now. And I'm like, I can't. That's a difference in our personality that if we don't recognize that can cause conflicts.
Yeah.
And it does. It for people, not just for us, for other people.
And it drives me crazy.
I am. Yeah.
But I've got to remember it's that left brain, right thing. Left brain, right brain. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what
Two sides of the brain.
Two sides of the brain.
The men are left brain, analytical. We want to know where this train is going. Women are right brain. How many waterfalls are we going to pass on the way?
Exactly. That is why we have so many adventures. We have so many adventures because I'll say, wait a minute, buddy, there's a sign and it says there's a waterfall over there. We need to go see it. Or wait a minute. Wait, what did that sign just say? There's Christmas lights. Let's go look at them.
And the whole time, all I'm thinking is that GPS says I'm going to be there in 2 hours. I'm going to make that go down to where I'm going to make it in an hour and 45 minutes.
As much as you can make it, as quick as you can make it.
And if we got to stop for that waterfall, then that's going to hurt my time.
That's going to hurt your time.
I must feel like I'm in NASCAR.
But you know what? The thing about it is there are times that you will look at me and you'll say, we're going to have to do this because we have to meet this schedule. But then there are other times that you'll look at me and say, okay, let's go. And we'll go on an adventure. And it's usually fun. And we have a good time.
It is.
We have a good time. But that's why we need each other. Because sometimes you need to get me away from the waterfalls to get us where we're going. But sometimes I have to get you to go see the waterfalls so you can see what's beautiful in the world. So we have differences, but we celebrate them.
And that's, again, we said this about the 5 Ds, and we can say it about this too. Every couple.
Every couple.
This is every couple.
This
is every relationship. It's not just couples. I mean, I got friends of mine that it drives me. I don't go off with my buddies much. I have very few friends that I'll leave you at home and go do anything with. Yeah. I used to golf. I don't golf anymore.
But now he can because our son-in-laws golf.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
But you just said son-in-laws, and I'm thinking, I have people in my life that when I get ready to go fishing, I know where my fishing poles are.
Right.
I know everything I need. I grab it, I throw it on the boat, I go. I have people that go with me.
Don't mention my name.
That I have to say, when are you going to be ready? And that it drives me crazy. And I just have to say, okay, I want them to go. So am I willing to wait? Am I willing to do what I need to do so they'll be able to go? But you know, it's not just me and you.
It's relationships.
There are other people in my life that when I go with them, I have to tell them an hour ahead of time. You know, if I'm leaving at 2, I tell them I'm leaving at 1. So I make sure they're going to be there.
But that happens in all of our lives. Those opportunities of conflict, and you know, and as we talk about celebrating our differences, again, differences aren't bad.
Right.
If just think about the world, if everything was the same color, if everything was the same color, gray. But there are grays that are beautiful when they're beside blues or beside yellows or beside different colors. They're absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. So differences are important.
And don't always take it to heart. when something happens. It's not
Yeah.
again. It's not that they're bad people.
Right. Please remember that. Please remember they're not bad people just because they have a difference of opinion. Yeah. Please remember that. Wives, remember that.
Yeah. And I've that's something that I've worked on to try to be that way.
Yes, you have.
Because sometimes if you get paint on the floor,
Oh, goodness.
you have to.
Oh, goodness. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry.
That's a story probably for another time.
Another time. Another place.
But it does. We just men just want different things than women do, and women want different things than men do, and it doesn't mean because men want things like trust and acceptance and appreciation and approval and encouragement, whereas women want caring and understanding and respect and devotion and reassurance.
Yeah.
And we got to realize we're different.
We're different.
Just different.
Yeah.
We're going to have those differences. And the key is we just got to
communication.
We got to communicate.
Communication. Sometimes I've done that well. Sometimes I haven't. Sometimes you've done it well. Sometimes you haven't.
And
I was talking to the people.
Yeah.
Not to you, baby.
Oh no, because I'm perfect.
No.
We're perfect. We're
Oh,
good.
goodness.
It's just I was looking over some of these things. They were pretty cool. From John Gray's book, Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus. And I probably should have opened with this, but I was looking over that. I think these are pretty good. Things like men mistakenly expect women to think, communicate, and react the way men do. Women mistakenly expect men to feel, communicate, and respond the way women do. We've forgotten that men and women are supposed to be different.
Yeah.
And as a result, our relationships are filled with unnecessary friction and conflict.
That is really a good word, because we've got to realize that we are different, and it's okay to be different, and accept and celebrate.
Yeah, yeah.
And realize men need approval.
Yeah,
Men need approval. So women, just like you want him to look at you and say how beautiful you are, sometimes we need to look at him and say, boy, I am so glad you fixed that wall so beautifully like you did. It's gorgeous.
And then we have to remember that women like reassurance. They like to be the home improvement committee. And the men are just trying to get the job done. But we have to realize that we need to do things every now and then.
Yeah.
To just remind her, I still do. And I don't, because of the way I was raised. I know we're going a little long, but it's okay, because I think this is important. I just thought of this, and I think this is important because we were raised differently. My mom and dad still, like I said, he still opens doors for her. They're just sick the way they just fawn over each other. But I don't. It's just my personality. I don't do stuff for you every day to make you go, wow.
Yeah.
But when I do,
yes,
it's
wow.
really special.
Yeah.
And I like doing that.
Yeah.
And I think, and I appreciate the fact that you allow me that space.
But it's also the way that you treat me every day, even though it's not like what you would call wow. It's respect you give me every day. It's love you give me every day. honor you give me every day may not to be like, wow. But if I don't look at those little things that you do, then it discourages you from doing those wow moments. And I like the wow moments.
And it doesn't take much just to not just say I love you, but show you.
Yeah.
And we have to allow the expressions in our life, they're different.
Learn each other's love language.
And that's probably one of the places that we're more different than anywhere else, because I get up to go get a glass of water and you say, I love you. Well, be right back.
I know.
Just going to the kitchen.
I know.
When I come back, I love you. That's a beautiful glass of water you have there. That is amazing how you just put that faucet on that sink like you did so that you could have that water.
Yes.
That is so amazing. And I don't always do that. Sometimes it's like, now I'm not as bad as the guy that I talk about all the time. He got married and his wife came to him 20 years later and said, since we got married, you've never told me you love me.
Oh,
and he said,
yeah.
Didn't I tell you on our wedding day? And she said, why, yes, you did. And he said, well, if it ever changes, I'll let you know.
Oh, no, don't do that.
I'm not like
Don't
that.
do that. No. You're not.
It's just the little things, and it's the differences.
It's the different, and don't assume that because your husband or your wife doesn't use the same love language as you do, that something is wrong with the love language they have. Because if your husband gets up every day and goes to work, comes home and he's faithful, and his love language may be acts of service.
Yeah.
And he may be seeing what he's doing is, this is how I'm telling you I love you. He may not be taking you to Paris, but he's keeping you, he's helping, he's doing acts of service. I don't know if that made sense or not, but I really think our knowing each other's love language and recognizing when they're saying I love you, when they're not saying I love you.
Yeah, because if you get your eyes on that kind of stuff,
oh yeah,
it causes issues.
Yes,
especially when you see other people doing it and your husband isn't doing it,
and you become jealous of that. Why is he not doing it? And he's sitting over here saying, but didn't you see what I did do?
Yeah.
And if we're not careful, that'll cause despair. And it won't be his fault. It's my fault if I do that, because I'm not recognizing your love language, because it's different than mine. Yeah. Different than mine. I know what your love language is.
So we can celebrate them.
Celebrate.
It's runts. And writing stuff on the sand and the beach.
Yes.
Just grabbing you every now and then and dancing.
Yes. All those things.
Taking you, we're driving on the Blue Ridge Parkway and just pulling over and getting out in the middle of a field and or being on a cruise ship and going out on a deck where nobody is and pulling an ear pod out of my ear and so we can dance to our own music. Even though we might look silly to people that are watching, we know what we're dancing to. But I know
it's your love language.
Yeah.
His is quality time. His love language, he wants quality time.
Yeah, so I do what I got to do. I got to get it done.
He's got to get it done. See, that's the whole thing.
So
He's got to get it done so he has time. And me, I'm like running at the door after him. He's trying to get out the door to do what he's got to get done. And I'm stopping him. I'm blocking his progress because I got to say I love you and kiss him before he leaves.
Yeah. But if you'll just let me get done.
And I'm like, no, I'm going to kiss you before you leave.
Yeah. But if you'll just let me get done.
See, it's a difference.
Because I get that on my mind, that one-track mind. Men, literally, one-track mind. Women, 20-track mind. And it's just the way we're made. But we can learn to celebrate.
Celebrate our differences.
So
celebrate.
So I just felt like we need to talk about that because that is I don't do marriage counseling. Did I mention that?
Yeah, we really don't do
Have I
marriage
said
counseling.
that I don't do marriage counseling? I just won't.
Yeah, but we have been married a long time.
Yeah. But if I did marriage counseling, I do have people come to me for prayer for their marriage, and I'm
Yeah.
okay with that. I'll pray for your marriage.
Yeah.
I'll lay hands on both of you, and I'll pray, and I'll pour anointing oil all over you.
And
4
we'll share
times,
scriptures
and we'll
with
share
you.
scripture, and we'll do anything
Yeah.
we can to pray for your marriage.
Yes.
But a lot of the folks that come to me with issues in their marriage is because they have not learned to celebrate or tolerate their differences.
Wow. Celebrate or tolerate. That's the word. Celebrate or tolerate. Yeah. Yeah.
And you have to do that. Marriage is not automatic. You got to make it work. And the only way to make it work is to possess your vessel and say, I know when she does that, it drives me crazy. It just, it's so irritating. But 99.9% of the stuff that she doesn't do that.
Exactly.
And we have to look at that and get through that and make ourselves realize I have a hand in this, and I have to take the responsibility for myself to either tolerate or celebrate the difference.
Yeah.
And I can do it.
And you can do it through Christ. That's the wonderful thing, though, is the covenant.
Yeah.
Because the reason I do that is because of the covenant.
Yeah.
You are my husband, and you are my husband not for a season, but for life.
Yeah.
And so we tolerate, we celebrate, we learn, we give, we take, simply because of a covenant that we made. You are my husband.
That is a great segue, because I was looking for a way to talk about what we were going to talk about next time, because I want us to come back one more time, at least. We don't have to just talk about marriage.
No.
We did some on worship, and I enjoyed doing
that.
But
Yeah.
we can talk about other things too. I'm getting a lot of requests to talk about UFOs. And so I'm gonna do that. And
I will
come
let him talk.
you can come hang out with me on that too.
I'll let him talk about UFOs.
But I want us to come and talk about covenant, so we'll do that next time, because that is key.
Covenant is key.
Recognizing covenant.
Yeah.
I'm not married to you on contract. We're married in covenant.
In covenant.
And that makes all the difference.
Yeah.
Because as I've said before, and I'll say it again, there's only one way out of covenant.
Yeah.
You can break a contract, but there's only one way out of covenant. Somebody's got to die. Because in the eyes of God, it's forever. So, till death do us part. Doesn't mean go out and kill your spouse.
No, let's all know that. Do not go out and kill your spouse.
That's not what it talks about.
No.
But
No.
the covenant is such a strong thing, and
Yeah.
we've lost the we've lost the recognition of the importance of covenant.
Because it's not the love that sustains the marriage.
Yeah.
It's the marriage that sustains the love.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about covenant next time. So I hope you'll join us for that. I appreciate you joining us today to let us talk about celebrating or tolerating our differences. I hope you've gotten some out of it today. Write us. We'd love to hear from you. If you have a question, a comment, a suggestion, if you have prayer requests, whatever. If you just want to, you just want to write us and say, "Hey, I just want to let you know I'm here and I'm listening." We'd love to hear from you. Please, if you are watching or listening, please subscribe. But write to us. Our email address is outflow@outflow.online. Again, outflow@outflow.online. And again, please subscribe, whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on any of the other podcast platforms. We would love for you to subscribe. That helps us out so much. Until next time,
Yes.
I'm Alan and Regina King, and we are coming to you from the studios of River of Life Church in Valdez, North Carolina, where I have the privilege of serving as lead pastor. And I'm here with our first lady, my wife, and we love the folks at the church. If you're ever over this way, come see us. We'd love for you to stop by. But until next time, get out there and be blessed. And while you're at it, be a blessing.